Good morning, friends. Another week has flown by, which means we get another episode of the new Disney Doctor Who. That's right. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to spoil things. Here's why I do these videos. Many of you, well, a few of you watch the new Disney Doctor Who, and consider this little session we're having therapy, right? It's healthy. Many of you do not watch the new Disney Doctor Who, but you're curious. Admit it, you're curious. How curious are you? That remains to be seen, but I'm sure if you are honest, you are curious. And you're here, so I'm going to tell you what happened in this episode called Boom, episode 4. And I'm here to quench, is that the right word? Quench your curiosity. So episode 4 is called Boom, and it's not written by RTD. It's written by Stephen Moffat. So it's got to be great, right? All right, so I'll give you the short version first. And we spoil things here, but you can't spoil that which is already rotten. And I'm stealing that from someone in the comments section, and I do apologize, I forget your name, but I won't forget it again, because I'll use it again, and I'll have to look it up. You tell me that I forgot you in the comment section. Yell at me, please. So this episode is 45 minutes, 40 minutes of which, did I say this already? The Doctor is left standing on a landmine. There you go. And at the end, an AI that used to be a dad, because he's a dad, has the power to stop the algorithm, and then the Doctor can step off the landmine. That's the episode. All right, so the episode starts off, we see these Marines. They're called Angelican Marines. It doesn't matter. And they're fighting the Castrians, right? And we've had Castrians before in Doctor Who. Am I losing my mind? I need your help here, because didn't we have Castria before in Doctor Who and Castrians before? Well, the Doctor here, just for no reason, shows up on, we're told, Castrian 3. All right? And there's a battle going on between these Space Marines who are Angelican. Is that right? There's some like holy Space Marines, and they're fighting the Castrians. But they've never seen the Castrians. We'll get into it. And when one of these Marines dies, there are these medical ambulance robots, they call them, that like will turn the person into a cylinder, which is really their casket. And it's sort of a gross, fleshy looking cylinder thing. And apparently if you like talk to it, there's a hologram of the person. It's like an AI of the deceased person. So that's a thing here in this episode. So we see one of these dudes die, and they get turned into one of those cylinders. Is his name Vader? Vader's going to come back into things in a little bit. He was blind, and the ambulance robot said, well, you're blind, so you should be kind of killed. That's why it killed him. Anywho, the Doctor shows up and quickly steps on the landmine because he's an idiot in this version of the Doctor. He's an idiot. And Ruby's like, don't worry, babes. I got this. I'll sing and we'll dance and I'll get you off the landmine and I'll give you one of these fleshy cylinders we found of Vader, his name is. Not Darth Vader, another Vader. I'll give you the cylinder. We will counterbalance the weight and you'll be able to step off the landmine. But to do this, we have to sing and dance. In fact, let's take a look at the clip now.
Okay, hurry. Shall we dance? Sweet bonny boat, like a bird on a wing, onward the sailors cry. Carry the lad that's born to be king, over the sea to sky.
All right, so even though Ruby is the key to everything, she can only get one of the Doctor's legs off the landmine. All right, so she doesn't totally save the day. So here's the deal with the landmines quickly. I'm trying to get through this quickly. So the thing that steps on the landmine is the explosive. So if a human steps on the landmine, it becomes like a human bomb, right? So the Doctor is a higher life form, so we're told that when he explodes, he's going to be a super big explosion that's going to destroy half the planet. So that's in play here, all right? So what also happens is Vader's daughter, her name is Splicer. She shows up. She sees her dad's hologram. She's all confused. Things get emotional. And then another Marine shows up called Mundy Flynn. And she shows up and she's confused and she's waving her gun around. I don't quite get it. But we do learn that they've been fighting the Castorians. They've been fighting this battle forever, but they've never actually seen the thing they're fighting. And we learn that what's going on here is that the Villain Guard are like, I don't know, Lockheed Martin. They are part of the military industrial complex, and they keep this perpetual war going on this planet, right? So there's this algorithm that just keeps these Marines fighting and fighting. Who profits from this? I don't have a clue. All right, so this other Marine called Canto, I don't know. We saw him earlier. We didn't care. He's got a thing for Mundy, you know, but he's too much of a sissy to ask her out. One of those guys, you know. So Canto shows up, and because he's just weak and confused, he's a white dude, of course he is. He accidentally shoots Ruby because Ruby had the gun pointed at Mundy because, I forget, there was a reason. I don't know. But Canto shoots Ruby, and Ruby is dying, and all the doctor can do is stand on this landmine and watch. He's helpless. He has a sonic screwdriver, but don't worry about that. I mean, I'm sure there was something he could have done with his sonic screwdriver here, but don't worry about that. He's stuck on this landmine. He is helpless, and he's going to cry again, and we're going to take a look at it now. All right, so at the end of this episode, Canto dies. Frankly, I can't remember how he died. It's not important. And the dad AI goes into the algorithm, shuts everything down, saves the day. The doctor can step off the landmine. It tries to be emotional, but I really feel like Moffat here, it's not his best work. A lot of this is emotional, low-hanging fruit. It's just easy, sappy storytelling, in my opinion. So, yeah, not his best work. Basically, everyone's happy. Vader is dead. Canto is dead. All the ladies survive. And the doctor, thankfully, the doctor is okay. And everyone is kind of happy at the end. And the doctor says, don't worry. I'll be back for fish fingers and custard. I'll pay you guys a visit. And I'm like, why do you even have to mention, you know, the shows and the characters of the past? Just stay away from that, you know. don't be, you know, thrusting your member berries in my face like that. Keep them away from me. But yeah, so what did I think about this episode? All right, so can Stephen Moffat save the new Disney Doctor Who? No, he cannot. This episode was a waste of time. You don't need to watch it once, and I never need to watch it ever again. Is it better than the other 3 episodes? I think it's just the same. It's a little bit different, but it's just the same, right? So I don't know if Stephen Moffat's going to give us another episode. I mean, you know, he's done great work in the past, obviously, but he can't save this, guys. But I appreciate you guys for hanging out. As always, leave me a comment if you've watched it or whatever you want to talk about. If you want to talk about X-Men 97 being decent, leave a comment about that. If you want to talk about the Rings of Power Season 2 trailer, by all means, go ahead. I will be covering all of that. I appreciate all of your support. If you have friends that like talking about nerd stuff, if you would share my channel, that would be deeply, greatly appreciated. All right. Everybody, have a good week, a great day. I'll see you soon. I'll see you very soon. And as always, I'll see you on the new.
One last time, push the button.